Hello, this is Joanne from Rosa's Creations. I'm here to do a video on vermicomposting. So I built worm farms. I built them out of a 5-gallon buckets. So what I did is a 4 and a 5 tier, and I'll show you how that works. So what I did, if you watched the other video previously, you'll be able to see how it was done and made. But this is how it works. This is what I call a basement. So it has a pour spout down here. Let me see if you can see. It has a pour spout down here in case liquid collects down there. So you just think, and then you're gonna get rid of the liquid. Shouldn't have that problem, but just in case you do. And then that's the basement, and then this is the first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. The other one has 5 floors on it. So what I'm going to be doing is emptying out the first floor and maybe the second floor. It depends on where the worms are. So what I want to do is explain a little bit how it works, just in case you didn't watch the other video. What happens is that the worms come down to not the basement but the first floor, and they poop and pee. They poop and pee in here, and then they come up this one, and then they go to this one, and this is where they get their food. So they get their food here, and then they go back down and they pee and poop. They don't piss and poop where they're supposed to be eating, so that way this is still fresh up here, and this is fresh up here. So we empty the first floor and the second floor, and then we move it first, fourth, third, and fourth down, and then we put new stuff in the top 2 or 1, depending on how long ago it's been done. And then that way you'll have the compost, and then you also have the worms still being able to do their new, fresh, clean area to be able to eat and compost down. So, to show you what these compartments look like, I'm going to do this. This way you can see what they look like when I open them up. So, first floor, or I should say top floor, so the fourth floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth floor, is going to look like this. So that's my bag that's on there, and then this is the compost. So there's no more fruits and vegetables on here, in here. It's very little. Yeah, this was full of fruits and vegetables. There's nothing in there anymore. It's all gone. So time for me to feed them. So the next bucket looks pretty much the same. Let's look at the bottom bucket. Or the first floor, I should say, not the bottom, because the bottom is just a little bit of water in there. That's the basement. And then this is the first floor. So the first floor is going to be my compost. So this is pretty damp. It does have some newspaper in it, and I'm gonna, because it was damp and I needed to loosen it. I don't see any worms in here at all, really. So what I'm going to do is dump it into my bucket here that I have for compost. So that was the first floor. And now my second floor, I'm going to check that one. And I got lots of worms in here. So I'm probably not going to do my second floor. And I'm probably going to move it down to my first floor. So let's move it down, because now they're gonna poop in that one, and then they're gonna bring their and then they're going to go up and get their stuff from this other floors. So that's the first floor. Now I'm going to put the second floor in. Now actually what I'm going to do is that one is the same because it doesn't have the fine net mesh. This doesn't have the fine mesh, so we're going to do that. And now I'm going to put the new cocoa core into the top bucket because it's getting transferred. Oops, sorry it didn't move the damn video. I'll have to show you again, but I'm sure you could hear what the heck I was just saying. So I will do this one more time in order to be able to show you. Sorry. I left it all you over there. So now cocoa core is going to go on here. Top bucket. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to get one more ready. And I might do one more after that, but 3 is good for now. And now I'm going to take my vegetables. Sorry. And I'm going to put it in there. This is squash. And now I'm going to put another cocoa core on there. And break it up, make sure that it covers it. And I'm going to put one more in there just because. Half of one, let's say. Half of one, just to make sure it covers it. Okay, and so now it's done. So this is what it looks like when it's done. All the vegetables are hidden now, so this way it's going to make it so that just compost down there. Worms are going to come up and get it. And that takes care of that work. So I'm going to show you again because I didn't with the first one there because I had the camera kind of messed up. So I'm going to get rid of that. And then look at the top row. And it's all just yeah, just compost. No worms in here at all. That's good. That's not what you want in the top one anyways. Second one I got worms. Bottom floor, which is the first floor. The first floor, I do not have any worms. I don't see any worms in here. So what I'm going to do is show you that one. So, oh, one worm. I'll put that in another row. And I don't see any worms in here at all. So what I do is put this in this bucket here that is used for my compost. I'll show you that in a minute. That's my compost. I'm going to make sure that there's no worms in there before I'm done. So now you just tap the bottom of this or just scrape the bottom of it with your fingers in order to make sure that you got most of it out of there. And then see, my netting is even staying in there, which it's not glued or anything, but it's staying in there, so I'm okay with that. So now I'm going to take the top floor and I'll put it down into the bottom. Oh no, second floor, sorry, second floor into the bottom. And this one, of course, made a lighter. I mean, it fell out, which is fine, because I just put it back into the bucket. And so now this is my new bottom floor. So my compost is going to be this. So here's a worm, a couple of worms in here. But they'll find their way where they belong, which is not in this floor, because this is going to be the floor that they're pooping in now. So we'll put that down in the bottom. That's the first floor. Second floor is going to be the already stuff that was in there. I'm going to be rotating this down. So this was the top floor, so now it's the second floor. And the third floor is what's going to be new. So this is the third floor. So put some compost in there, cocoa core in there. I'm going to bring that over here really quick. 1, 2, we'll do 3, like I did last time. 3 full buckets. Okay. And now, I'm going to put some of the vegetables in there. It started to compost a little bit, but it'll be fine. So I'm just going to do that. As long as I cover it with more cocoa core, it'll do its thing. Try to put fresh in here if you can and let it do its thing, but I've been putting this off because I needed to get the cocoa core. So I had to go and wait an extra day in order to get it. So this already started composting a little bit down. Okay, now this is the top floor. So the top floor goes down, it goes on to the top. And now I'm going to put the cover back on. And then that one's taken care of. So that's my pool farm. Second farm done. And I got another bucket. So now I'm going to do the third farm. The third farm is this one here. This is the one that I did. I'm going to show you. This is the one that I did. So you could do a project with the kids if you don't have the buckets. And you can do the composting worm. So it has a spout here. And then what it has is simple baskets inside it. So, first basket is the top. That's where I put the fruits and vegetables in. And then second one is where they go up and down. So that's this one. You can see it, right? Yep. Okay, so that's the second one. So third one is this one. Fourth one is this one. Now this is the one that has the poop in it. I got a couple of worms. I'm going to put that in there. So this is the one that has the poop in it. So what I'm going to do is just check it really quick to make sure that there is no worms in here. I don't see any. So that one's going to get put into the compost bucket. These are the ones that have the baskets from the Dollar Tree, and then I put the screen in. That's pretty much it. I got a fine screen in here. I got a coarse screen in here. Let me show you, because I can do that. Coarse screen in here. And that's all the rest of them. So this one's getting shifted down now. So this one's going to be the top now. So top. And now these all get shifted down. So what was the top floor is now the third floor. 1, 2, 3 is now the third floor. What was the fourth floor is now the third floor. What was the third is the second. What was the second is now the first. So this is the one that they're going to poop in. And they're going to pee in. So they're going to make this the compost. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is grab a little bit from here. Put it in there because I kind of want these baskets to be somewhat even. And this one isn't, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so now what I have in here is just a plain old piece of styrofoam to keep it from being on the ground, so that way I can end up having, and there's a couple of worms in here, so I'm just going to pour them right in here. And if there was fluid in there, I'd take the fluid out, pour the fluid out first or whatever, but there isn't any. This is a good composting thing. And then here's my little worms. These I collected. Oh no, these are the ones that I got from Walmart. So they're the red worms from Walmart, Canadian. And as you can see, there's a good amount of them in there. Alrighty, so now we're going to put the basement back down. So first floor, second floor. Whoops, look, see the worms are coming right out of the hole. Second floor. They don't like this heat and they don't like this light. So there's two different things that they don't like. So, and then this is going to be the top floor. There's a little bit of vegetables in here. Not much, but I can see some. So I'm going to cover it with a little bit of cocoa coir. So it doesn't get nasty. Alrighty, and so now this is going to go down. And now this is the top floor, so I'm going to put some cocoa coir in here, but I'm going to do it in here because this basket isn't, it's got big holes in it. So if I spill any, I kind of want to spill it on the, in the box instead of in this container, not out. So, more of that. Oops, wrong thingy. Alright, so 2 buckets in here because this isn't as big as the 5 bucket system. So 2 buckets, and then I am going to put the rest of this in there. I'm not putting the juice in there. Oh yeah, you know what? I am going to put the juice in there because it's dry. So vegetables are on the top, and now more cocoa coir. Cover it all up so you can't see any of the vegetables because you don't want the vegetables decomposing out of the ground. You want them decomposing in the ground. And now this is just going to get covered with my cover because I don't have a cover, so I'm just using a piece of cardboard that I cut and trimmed. And it's just going on top. So then that's how that works. Alrighty, so if you have any questions, comment down below, and I will answer whatever questions you have. I am going to be going